Okay, so I don't know where to start. So I think the most logical place is my story. While I was on this retreat that I mentioned, I sort of started writing my story. I think I express myself better when I write, and also it helps me process things. Um, so I named it. My name is Jess. um, Not very original, but anyway. I hope you can forgive me, but I'm going to read what I wrote rather than just talk. Okay. My name is Jess. I was born on the 25th of June 1992 at Westville Hospital, KwaZulu Natal, South Africa. Although 6 days late, which made my dad wait almost a whole another year to experience Father's Day, as he loves to remind me, um, I somehow had a prem baby suck, which meant much to my mom's dismay that I had to be bottle fed, not breastfed, from about 3 weeks old. I weighed the perfect baby weight of 3.2 kilograms exactly. Always perfection. Needless to say, I made an entrance. I was the firstborn to my parents, who then later continued to have baby after baby. Okay, it wasn't that bad. There's four of us here on Earth presently, and we lost two miscarriages. Before your heart breaks, we had strong, thoughtful, caring parents who handled it well. I was not even aware my mom had had two miscarriages until I was in my late teens. I only knew of one before then. Although they weren't honest with us, they did what they thought best for us by minimizing the tragedy of us losing siblings. Maybe this is a good example of when not to tell the truth. I'm not opening a debate, rather offering appreciation to my parents for their wisdom. My heart breaks for my mom and dad at this time, especially my mom. I can only strive to attain that kind of strength and compassion. I love you, mom. Whew, okay. Anyone who even barely knows me has just uh, dropped the book. Okay, I'm reading, so drop the phone or whatever in this um, context. I used to have a very different attitude towards my mom, but more on that later. Back on track, Jess. So, my three beautiful siblings are Wesley, who's 3 years younger than me, Mitchell, who's 7 years younger than me, and Christy Sarah Kate, who is 13 years younger than me. The reason I put my sister's middle name is in there as well is because I call her by her middle name, not her first name. Apparently, the name Christy was horrendous to me at the age of 13. Yet another display of my stubbornness. Um, yeah, so I call her Sarah Kate instead of Christy. Anyway, I know it's cliche. I wouldn't be who I am today without my family, but it's cliche for a reason. It rings true. My parents have loved us and continue to love us regardless how tough things have got. They loved us through it all. With tears streaming down my face, my heart aches for the many times I've disappointed them and broken their hearts. They love us unconditionally no matter what. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for teaching me what true unconditional love is. You're the reason I have such a huge heart and has given me the ability to love others wholly and completely, regardless of circumstance or belief. And now, with no expectation of it being reciprocal, but more on that later as well. As for my siblings, I'm already crying again. I could not be more proud to be related to them, and so exceptionally blessed to have three siblings with beautiful hearts, intellect, compassion for others, sense of humor. Simply put, three beautiful humans. Again, as I'm sure you're beginning to realize, there is much more to that story. For now, let me explain to you why I'm writing this. After what feels like 28 years, 5 months, and 22 days of roller coaster, runaway train, depressed, suicidal existence, I am free. Let me give you some background. Okay. My mom and dad had a penchant for change when I was growing up. We moved house a lot. I moved schools a lot. And this led to Ireland. Before I go further, Ireland is a beautiful country with beautiful people. The culture is rich, and I hold Ireland very dear to my heart. Unfortunately, however, this was the setting for the beginning of my issues. I was 10 years old when we moved to Ireland, and it was all an exciting adventure. Soon, though, at the age of 11, I became depressed. I can't put my finger on what exactly precipitated it, probably a concoction of circumstances. For the first year or two of the depression, I tried to hide it, bury it, anything to make sure my parents didn't find out, because I was still at an age where I cared about whether or not I disappointed them or upset them. Added to this, being a big sister from the age of 3, I knew it was my responsibility to be strong for my siblings. Unsurprisingly, unsurprisingly, suppressing depression pushes it to spiral out of control like a deadly vortex. When we first arrived in Ireland, I went to a Catholic school, Our Lady of Mercy, for about 6 months, after which I attended my favourite school, Wesley College. I was there for 3 full years, the longest I've ever been at one school. Preps, first year and second year. It might be ironic that my favourite school is the one I was going to when the depression became worse, but that's it. Again, I mention I love the Irish and I do not blame them for what happened. It's just the way things turned out. I missed home, South Africa, a lot. Growing up in Ireland and growing up in South Africa couldn't have been more different. Simply put, in South Africa you play outside and in Ireland you play inside. While I recognize that is a dramatic oversimplification of the matter, it is the essence of it. Prior to Ireland, we rarely watched TV, unless it was Asterix and Obelix on KTV on a Saturday morning so my parents could sleep in. There was no form of video games. Basically, technology did not have much of a part in my early childhood, till 10 years old. I have memories of building multiple tree houses with my dad. Multiple because we moved house so often. We climbed trees, well, mostly me, and I inevitably got stuck in them. On more than one occasion, I had to wait for my dad to get home from work to help get me out of the tree. This happened in Ireland as well, actually. My dad would do woodwork with us. We built a go-kart. My brother, Wesley, and I thought that this was an excellent way to transport bricks. My parents also loved renovating, so we often lived amongst the building going on. We thought if we could just attach the go-kart to our Rottweiler Hobbs, we would have created our very own horse and cart. Needless to say, Hobbs wasn't very impressed with us, and neither was my dad when he found out that in the process of transporting our bricks, we broke the axle of the go-kart. I have memories of trying to rollerblade in an empty swimming pool, or my dad teaching us how to cast a fishing line in our huge garden and catching trees. Some memories are not so vivid, but involve a mixture of dirty feet, happy faces, and tired children after a long day playing blissfully in the garden. In contrast, in Ireland, it rains. And when I say that, I mean a lot. As a result, and as you can expect,